Welcome, students. We are discussing the chapter The Lost Child. In the previous part, we have seen that how did the child lose his parents. After losing his parents, how did the child react? He was asking for his parents only. He did not focus on the things which he was earlier demanding. Now he is asking only for mother and father. Remember when he was moving towards the temple, there was a huge crowd, and this child was about to crush under the feet of the people. In the meantime, a man picked him up and he was asking, "Why are you weeping?" So, this was the last part where we see the condition of the child. He was weeping, he was crying, he was sobbing, and he was asking only for his parents, nothing else. Remember, this boy was picked up by a man. Now see what happened. "How did you get here, child?" the man is asking. The man who picked him up in his lap, he asked this question, "How did you get here, child? Whose baby are you?" the man asked as he steered clear of the mass. Now, the man was coming out of the crowd. He was clearing the mass. While clearing the mass, while coming out of the crowd, he asked these questions. "How did you get here? Whose baby are you?" The child wept more bitterly than ever now and only cried, "I want my mother, I want my father." So, when the questions were put up by this man, the child started weeping, he started crying. He said that he wanted his mother, he wanted his father. The man tried to soothe him by taking him to the roundabout. The man tried to soothe him, means the man tried to console him. The man tried to calm him by taking him to the roundabout. Earlier, the child had a desire to have this roundabout. When this man was providing him, he did not have a desire to go roundabout. He was only weeping and asking for his father and mother. "Will you have a ride on the horse?" he gently asked as he approached the ring. The child's throat tore into 1,000 shrill sobs, and he only shouted, "I want my father, I want my mother." So here, especially in this paragraph, we have seen when the child was picked up by the man, and when the man left the crowd, then we see that the man was trying to console the child, but the child was not consoled by him. The child was weeping only, the child was sobbing. He had no desire of roundabout, he had no desire of riding on the horse. He had only one desire, to get his father and mother. Okay, so here, especially in this paragraph, we have seen how the man was trying to comfort, how the man was trying to console the child. The man was trying to console the child by providing him roundabout. Meaning is this: the man was trying to give him a chance to go for roundabout. He was providing him an opportunity to ride on the horse, but the child always said he wanted his mother, he wanted his father, he wanted nothing else. तो इस पैराग्राफ हम देखते हैं कि किस तरह से मैन जो है उस बच्चे को कंसोल करने की कोशिश करता है, उसको राउंड अबाउट बोलता है तुम राउंड अबाउट चली जाओ। इसके बाद ये कहता है कि आप राइड कर लो हॉर्स पे, लेकिन चाइल्ड केवल एक ही चीज़ कहता है कि उसे फादर चाहिए, उसको मदर चाहिए। नाउ सी the man headed towards the place where the snake charmer still played on the flute to the swaying cobra. Listen to that nice music, child, he pleaded. Again, the child was weeping, and the man was trying to console him. He requested him to listen the nice music that is played by the snake charmer. Remember, earlier the child had a desire to listen the music which was played by the snake charmer, but this time the child had no desire to listen the music played by snake charmer. But the child shut his ears with his fingers and shouted his double-pitched strain. Okay, when the man said that you enjoy this music, then the child shut his ears and he started crying. He shouted his double-pitched strain, means he started weeping, he started crying. I want my mother, I want my father. The man took him near the balloons, thinking the bright colors of the balloons would distract the child's attention and quieten him. Now, after this, the man took him towards the balloon seller. He thought that these colorful balloons will distract the child's attention, but it had no impact on the child. Child again started weeping. The child was crying. The child was sobbing. He was saying that he wanted his mother, he wanted his father. Would you like a rainbow colored balloon? The man was trying. The man was ready to provide him the rainbow colored balloon, but the child had no interest in it. The child had only desire to have his father, to have his mother. He persuasively asked. Meaning is this: again in this paragraph, the man was trying to console the child by telling him to enjoy the music played by snake charmer, by telling him to have rainbow colored balloons, but the child had no desire of listening music of a snake charmer. He had no desire of having rainbow colored balloons. He had only one desire, to have his father and mother. The child turned his eyes from the flying balloons and just sobbed, I want my father, I want my mother. So here again in this paragraph, the man was trying to quieten him, the man was trying to comfort him. Okay, but the child was not ready to listen the voice of the man. He was sobbing. He was saying that he wanted his mother, he wanted his father. So again इस पैराग्राफ में हम देखते हैं कि मैन कोशिश करता है इस बच्चे को कंसोल करने की, कंफर्ट करने की, काम करने की, लेकिन चाइल्ड नहीं मानता है। मैन उसको कहता है कि तुम म्यूजिक सुन लो स्नेक चार्मर की, तुम जो है कलरफुल बैलून ले लो, लेकिन जो है बच्चा केवल एक ही जिद पे है कि उसे फादर चाहिए, उसको मदर चाहिए। So again in this paragraph we have seen the effort made by men in order to make the child quieten. Okay, in order to make the child consoled, he had done a lot of effort, but it had no impact on the child. Now see, the man is still trying to make the child happy, but the child was weeping, and man was trying to console him, was trying to make the child happy, bore him to the gate, bore him to the means carry him to the gate. Bore him to the gate means carry him to the gate where the flower seller sat. Okay, now the child was brought before the flower sellers. Look, can you smell those nice flowers, child? Would you like have a garland to put round your neck? Now again, the man offered him garland which was earlier wanted by the child, but again the child did not show interest in the garland. He said only one thing, I want my father, I want my mother. The child turned his nose away from the basket and reiterated here means repeated his sob, I want my father, I want my mother. Reiterated means repeated. So again you see in this paragraph, again the man was trying to make the child happy by telling him to smell the nice flowers, by telling him to have a garland, but again the child did not show any kind of interest in the garland. He turned his nose and again he started sobbing and asking for his father and mother. So that was the condition of the child, and we have seen how this man was trying to console the child, but the child did not pay attention to the voice of the man. He had only one desire, to have his father and his mother. So this is the part we have discussed. Now see, thinking to humor his disconsolate. Disconsolate means very unhappy and unable to be comforted. Charged by a gift of sweets, the man took him to the counter of the sweet shop. What sweets would you like, child? He asked. Now the man took the child to the sweet seller. He was ready to provide him sweet, but again the child did not show any interest in sweet. The child turned his face from the sweet shop and only sobbed, I want my father, I want my mother. So again you see, this is the last effort made by the man in order to make the child happy. He was ready to provide him sweet, but the child did not show interest in sweet. The child only asked for his parents. He started weeping, he started crying, and again he had a desire to have his father and his mother. So in the whole chapter we have seen how did the child lose his parents, what was the condition of the child before losing his parents and after losing his parents. The whole chapter only describes the condition of the child before losing parents and after losing child. And later on we have seen how the man picked up the child and he saved the life of the child, and now he was trying to console the child, but the child only wanted one thing. He had only one desire, to have his father and mother. So this is the part we have discussed. So this is the first chapter which we have discussed. In the first chapter we have seen how this child had lost his father and mother, and what was the condition of the child after losing his mother and father. Okay, so this is the part we have discussed. Okay, thank you.